Some people dream of success while others get up every morning and make it happen. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Scaling New Heights with Charity, where we discuss various social and economic issues. Today in studio, we are joined by a woman with a rocky journey towards her success. Help me welcome Ms. Suzan Opute-Somosu. Welcome, Ms. Suzan.
Hi, Charity. Thanks for having me.
Hi. Okay, let us get into Ms. Suzan. Can you give us a bit of a background about yourself?
Yeah, I'm originally from Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, but later came to Namibia around about 2003, 2004, thereabout. Mm-hmm. My husband got a job from Nigeria to lecture in Namibia. So he came in first. Mm-hmm. Then I had to join him a year after, Right. So since then we've been in Namibia for so long until recently when we now moved partially to Canada as well. So right now I am shuttling Canada and Namibia while my husband and my kids are here in Canada.
Right, quite interesting. And then as I was going through your profile, I had read that. Can you tell us about your experience in Namibia, your very first experience in Namibia when you got here? What was it like for you?
Yeah, the first day I came in, while we were driving from the airport to Namibia, the distance is around about, I think, 45 minutes. Mm. And you see, I grew up in Nigeria, in Lagos precisely. And I mean, you all know how busy Lagos is. Lagos is having around about 10 million population. So it's a very busy place. I'm used to that busy life. I'm used to, the hustle and bustling that is happening in Nigeria. So when we were driving from the airport to Windhoek, okay, I'm like, okay, very soon we're going to get to where we'll see people. Very soon we're going to get to where we'll see people. Until when we drove home, I'm like, oh my God, this country is very quiet. I'm not seeing people. Yeah. Everywhere look calm. Yeah. As the days goes by, I'm like, okay, we are still going to get to the town. We are still going to get to be seeing those busy places. And everybody look like they are all, quiet and calm. Mm-hmm. Nobody is in a hurry. When people are talking, they talk so, they are so chilled. Everything is just calm. I'm like, wow. This is like opposite of what I'm used to in Nigeria, Yeah. So as time goes on, I got used to it. At the initial stage, it wasn't easy, because sometimes I will be alone, home alone, and nothing to do. I will watch TV, watch, nothing to do. Mm-hmm. Everything is just kind of quiet. But yeah, I think I seem to really love it now. I don't think I can cope with that busy lifestyle going on in Nigeria as compared to Namibia. Yeah, Namibia is a very beautiful place.
Right. Quite interesting. Now let's get on to the part where, as I was going through your profile, I read that you had recently graduated from the University of Lagos, Nigeria. Tell us about after graduating, your story about graduating. After you graduated and you came to Namibia searching for employment and you couldn't find anything. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I graduated in Nigeria in the University of Lagos. I studied mathematics and statistics. Mm-hmm. And after my graduation, I got married to my husband. He studied, in fact, we met each other when he was doing his master's in Unilag as well. So after my own graduation, we got married. He got a job in Namibia as a lecturer. So he came in first. Then I came in thereafter to join him a year after. So when I came in, yeah, beautiful place, very nice. But there wasn't anything for me to do here. So I had to now be looking for job. He was helping me to look for job. There was a time I had an interview in, was it Wapish Bay or Swakopmont? It was my first time of going out of Windhoek. I had an interview to teach as a mathematics teacher, but I was not taken. I searched. And beside, apart from my degree, I'm Oracle certified. I got certified in Nigeria before leaving, so I thought it was going to be, like a walk in the park when I get to Namibia or any other part of the country to get a job. I was searching for a job I did not get. It wasn't funny any longer. Sometimes I will be at home, I will be crying, I will be like, oh my God, is this what I'm going to settle for? And he never knew that I used to cry. I was always crying secretly. I was like, is this what I'm going to settle for? But there was this friend of ours that sells. He sells things, he sells clothes. Now he was supposed to go on holiday to the UK. He now said, Susan, can you please, I have some few things left. Can you please help me to sell some of these things before coming back? Okay, I took them and I tried, approaching people. In between, I'd already made a bit of friend and I've been going to town to see what is going on. So he gave me the things and I said, okay, let me give it a try. And I went out there and I realized that I saw people's response. Of course, they were not paying cash. They were buying with the intention of, paying thereafter, So I saw the response. The response was good. It was all this designer outfits. I saw that, oh my God, people are responding. Can't I be doing something like this? So when the guy came back, I said, okay, I gave him all that I sold. And I now decided that I think I have to take this up myself, instead of looking for a job and waiting and hoping. Now, in between, my husband suggested that, Susan, can I give you money to go to Dubai, to buy things in Dubai and come to sell? That was before I started selling for the friend. Right. And I said, an instinct in me told me not to take the money. I have this part of me that I grew up having pride in me. I always want to be responsible for what I do for myself. Anything I do, even if I fail in the process, I want it to be just me being responsible. I don't want to make another person unhappy. And I didn't want to collect that money, not because I don't like money, not because I wouldn't want money, but I don't just want to collect it. And I told him, no, it's okay, don't worry, just hold on. I will see what I can do. Because I was scared of what if I collect this money and I fail? I'm not scared of failing, but I'm scared of what if I fail? How do I look at him? How does he look at me? So I told him, no, I'm not going to collect the money. I didn't collect it. Now, before all that, I went to the UK briefly, just like around about a year. So I was able to just save up a tiny bit of money that I came with, which I had with me then. So now when the selling of the clothing, you see, the selling of the clothing was what opened my eye. When the friend gave me clothing to sell, then I'm like, okay, this is not a bad idea. Right. So what I did was I took from what I have and a little bit of what I made from the clothing I sold for the guy. And now traveled. I bought a few things. Now I started selling to people. Now that one is aside. I don't know whether you guys are familiar with, I don't know where you read my story. Maybe you saw the name of the street where I operate. They call it Cash Street. It's a very popular street. I'm sure you guys know the street in town where, you have everybody. It's adjacent to what is this mall again? Van Hill. It's adjacent to Van Hill. So I used to go to a shop there. When I go to that shop, it's a salon. I made a friend with the salon owner. When I go to that shop, I noticed that street is always very busy and I don't see people selling food there. And I thought of it, I think these people would like jollof rice. How about me making jollof rice, package it nicely and start introducing it to people and start selling it. I started with 300 Namibian dollar. When I started that clothing, I started with 3,000 Namibian dollar. That wasn't fetching me anything yet, because remember, you have to sell and go at the end of the month to collect money. Now, I now started making the jollof rice. I started with 300 Namibian dollar. Now, I will wrap the plates, put a spoon and a serviette with it. You see, I start selling I think I was selling it for $10 then. Now, when I sell, I take one part of it, I run to the post office to deposit. Then I use the remaining to buy again the following day. And I remember the salon ladies will be laughing at me that, look at this Nigerian girl. She's even trying to save money. What is she selling that she's trying to save money? You see, they will be speaking in Ojibwambo, then other people will be translating to me. But I will be laughing, to me it's fun, I'm happy as long as I'm doing something, it's keeping me busy. So that was how I started. Then little by little, then there was something that I did that really gave me the breakthrough. I studied the hair business that is going on there. I looked at the shop, people sell straight to the consumers, right? I've never seen anything like people buying wholesale and reselling, because I noticed one thing I studied about Namibians, they are not so aggressive like us. Yes. You see, they are not really ready to go out there. A lot of people want to do business, but they are not really ready to go out there to get it from wherever it is coming from. So I decided that, Suzan, I could do something. It's easier for me to get stock from Nigeria. I look at the prices I can get from Nigeria and resell for people. Now, what I did was that I ordered a few from Nigeria. Then I started going from shop to shop, and talking to all the hair people there. This product you are having, I can supply you, and I can supply you a good price. You see, a lot of the shops didn't take me seriously that much, but a few people listened, and that was how it started. I started getting orders. Then I now decided that, okay, I need a stable place. Let me get a stable place. I saw a space on that cash street. I paid for it. I didn't have a stand. I didn't have nothing. I just bought basket from pet store. I will bring the hairs and pour them in the basket. Then I will be supplying people. Then it kept going and going and going and going like that. Then one of the suppliers in South Africa came to Namibia. They saw me, they came to the shop, they approached me, they talked to me. I told them, look, I've been looking for this product. I'm interested. And I promise you within 6 months, I'm going to blow up this product in this country. Okay, they believed me. They started supplying me as well. I used the same model, and everything started going like that till when I became well-known in Namibia. So that was how I got my breakthrough.
Right. Quite an interesting story. Now, since you've mentioned something interesting that caught my attention. You said people looked at you and they were talking about you and they were laughing and saying this Nigerian girl is crazy. Tell us about the perception. I want to get on the perception part of it. How did your friends and your co-students from Nigeria feel when they heard that the graduate is now selling? What was their perception? How did they take it? How was their reaction towards this?
Okay, I don't know if I should call it being naive, but that I'm kind of naive. I actually didn't see anything. I actually didn't see anything demeaning about selling. Right. You see, I actually didn't see anything. I didn't see it like people see me as, oh, she's a lecturer's wife, but she's selling. I can even tell you now that I don't know what my husband thought of it then. I just knew I was in my own world. I needed a financial freedom because I'm that kind of a person with pride. I've got a lot of pride, you see. So I don't like to ask. I like to give. I rather give than to ask. Now, you see, the pride I have overshadow the shame. Or what people would think. What would they say? Oh, graduates, always well dressed. I dress a lot, even while I sell the jollof rice. I'm always on my high heel, selling my jollof rice. I remember I would go with I wasn't driving. I would go with my high heel, with my cooler of food. I would take it to Kalahari Sand. You see those people selling those things on the ground in Kalahari Sand. I was always going to sell for them. But I was always having my serious shoe with me. So I think I was overshadowed by the pride of me always making sure I'm financially strong than what anybody would have thought. So up to presently, I don't think I really know what people think or what they were thinking about that. What was she actually doing? The only thing I could remember was that the people on the street were always laughing at me when I'm going to save money because I was saving. To them, they felt, what is she saving that you have to have big before you can save? You see? So it's a very good experience. And I remember people tell my story. I didn't know it was a story. You see, while I was going through that, I didn't know it was a story. I didn't know it was something that one has to come and talk about. I just thought I thought it was just normal for everybody to live that way, to struggle that way, to have an humble beginning. I didn't even see it as an humble beginning. I'm just seeing it like a cool life. Because when I look at Namibians, they are chilled people. You see, those that were laughing, they were not laughing from the bad side. You see, it was just fun to them. They were chill. It was just fun. Like, oh, okay. So somebody could be selling this and still be saving money. You see, so I'm really happy about it. It's a good experience.
Right. Had you perhaps gotten the job at the time, would you have still ventured in business in future?
Okay, if I had gotten a job, you see, I'm happy I didn't get a job, because if I had gotten a job, I probably wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved, right? I probably won't have the kind of experience I've had. I might be okay, I might be fine, but I probably won't have achieved or gotten to the level that I've gotten to. I probably won't be able to be inspiring people, because that is one passion that I have. I love inspiring people a lot. You know what I do? In the process of me, when the business was now running, it was running, it's fine, everything is going good. I started, making an advert, right? I started making an advert to help people to start business.
Right.
You understand? I wasn't ready to take money from anybody. I wasn't going to charge. It was free. But I was just, when you are just moved, you are just happy, you just want to inspire people. That is one passion that I have. So maybe if I had gotten a job, I probably won't have that opportunity. I probably might not be that happy. I might not feel fulfilled.
Right.
You understand? So I think I'm happy. I mean, for me to come to Canada, I didn't try to get a job. You see, I still went to do the same thing. I started again. You see, my starting in Canada is similar to Namibia. You understand? It's not like I cannot start from the top, but one thing I've learned about business, if you want to be successful, no matter the kind of assets, no matter the kind of wealth you have, when you want to start a business, start small. Aspire big, but start very small. When you start very small, it will polish you a lot. You will be disciplined, you will be nicely polished, and you see, if the business is not going to succeed, you will not lose too much. But when you start big, the chances of you not succeeding is very low when you start big. But when you start small, the chances of you succeeding is very high. Right. So I don't think I regret not having a job. Yeah. I'm very, very happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Suzan, let me take you a bit back to the beginning in your introduction, where you had mentioned that you came looking for a job and you couldn't find anything. We have some people who are in the same situation. They have certificates, but they are failing to get employment. These people are of the mindset that it's just the certificates that can probably get them a living. What's your advice to these people?
I'm not against having a job, right? We have a whole lot of people that have jobs, that are working, and they are getting good money. One thing I advise people, if you want to live a life of you getting a job, make sure you are well-read. You are highly educated, right? Make sure you are highly educated, you are highly knowledgeable, you are well-read, you are very vast in knowledge. Yeah, then the chances of you getting a good job is high. But in the case where you don't get a job, there is a whole lot you can do. There is a whole lot. You see, if you look at now, compared to in my own time, when I started, the chances, the opportunities that are out there is unbelievable. You see, but a lot of people are overwhelmed by the fact that they want to work. You see, it's not giving them the ability to reason, or not opening their creative or innovative ability.
Okay.
You see, a lot of people want to start big. A lot of people want to start big, right? A lot of people want to achieve it at the top. They don't want to start small. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of consistency for you to start a business, for you to be self-employed. There are a whole lot of things that can be done. You do not have to look for a job. If the job is not forthcoming, All you need to do is you sit down, you think, you look at your environment and think of a niche or something that is being lacked. What is being lacked? Like what I did during my own time when I started the hair business. I looked at what is going on. You have people that are already in the hair business, but I realized that first of all, the profit margin that the hair business people are making is very large, which means I can still enter the business market and drop the profit margin to bring people to me, aside giving a good customer service, right? That is one niche. Now, the other one is, I realized that there are Namibians that would love to sell, that would love to go into the hair business. But they are, you see, they are struggling. They are because they are not so aggressive. Everybody's just chilling and just getting what they see, right? I realized that I could come as an wholesaler in Namibia market because I'm yet to see shops that are doing wholesaling. You understand? So I took advantage of those two opportunities and I entered the market and it worked for me. You see, so what people should be doing is look at your surrounding. Don't look too far yet. Look at your surrounding. Look at what is missing. Look for a solution for it. If you can get a solution for it, trust me, it might take some time, but you're definitely going to have that breakthrough. There is always one thing or the other for everybody to do.
Okay.
You could start going to people and start telling them, look, I can be coming to your compound to sweep your compound. You see, you can be sweeping people's compound once in a week. There's no way you will not see people that will not accept you, that will not listen to you. I used to teach people. When I came to Namibia, I was looking for people that are struggling with mathematics. And I was teaching, I was charging a particular amount. So I did a lot of a bit of here and there, here and there. At the end of the day, you will not even need to look for a job. At the end of the day, you will be the one employing people, giving people opportunity. See, government cannot give you a job. Government will only give you an enabling environment for you to strive. So what you ask from the government is an enabling environment, not a job.
Right.
You understand? You see, it's only private company that will give the opportunities. But don't also wait for the private companies to give you opportunities. You create the opportunity. There are a lot of opportunities out there. But start from your environment. Check what is going on. Check what people are lacking. It might be within the vicinity where you are staying. Let's assume you stay in Auckland Park. In Auckland Park, maybe they don't have any of these, I don't know, I've forgotten what we call those shops in Namibia, those on-site shops where they sell all these small things. Look at it, go to big shops out there, check when they are selling sales and start buying to be selling for people. You see, there are a whole lot of things you can do. So you don't wait for the government. Government does not owe anyone a job. The only thing they owe is an enabling environment. When you get that enabling environment, a lot can be done.
When one is listening to you right now, they would assume that it was quite easy for you. But I believe they say entrepreneurship is no walk in the park. I want us to drill a bit on the challenges you faced. One of the biggest challenges that you faced that stood out for you as an entrepreneur.
Namibia. You see, a lot of Namibians might not probably buy to me saying Namibia is a very beautiful country. Yes, there are challenges, but it's not as challenging as what I would have expected, right? Okay, at the initial stage, I struggled, I struggle with trust, you understand? You see, one thing I noticed about Namibia is when you're an outsider, they struggle to trust you.
Yes.
You understand? They struggle to trust you. So when you approach people, if you don't go with a referrer, for example, I remember when I started approaching people, door to door, people were like this, The trust was not there. Once you even open your mouth and you start talking and they realize that you are from outside, right? You are not a Namibian. It's a bit difficult. Okay, I do understand. Maybe it's because it's not long that Namibia got independence compared to other countries. You understand it? I mean, it's not long Namibia got independence. So getting used to, getting familiar with people, I'm talking about 16 years ago now. You see, is a lot of changes from then till now. So it was difficult relating with people. I struggled with the language. Even when people speak English, I struggle to understand Namibian English, you see, compared to what I am familiar with, you know. Yeah, and, you know, the paperwork as well, getting paperwork to start the business, it wasn't that easy. If you're not a Namibian, there are a lot of things they will ask, you know. There are a lot of things they will ask that you cannot really provide because we were on a work permit then. My husband and I were on a work permit. We were not having our PR that we are having now, you know. But Namibians have that opportunities. The challenges we face, they will not face it that much. You see, you don't see the opportunity you have when you are in that environment. But when you are far away from that environment, or you are not originally from that environment, you see the opportunity and then you see the opportunity, then you know how to capitalize on it. But one thing that I know that the government should try to work on, that will debar a lot of people from progressing, a lot of small business people or a lot of people that wants to go into business, is the custom side of the government. You understand? It's a bit too stiff for the small business people. People like us, because we are used to that rigorous life, we are used to that hustling, right, from Nigeria, so we are able to penetrate. I've seen a lot of Namibians that wants to go into business, right, or they're already in the business, but they struggle because of you see, the stress they get through the custom. They struggle, they struggle with things like that. Then they ask people like us that, how do you people cope? Don't you get stressed? You understand? But because we come from, a country where everybody is struggling, everybody is hustling, we don't give up easily. So it's like, okay, it's not a big deal. We'll go through it, then we'll move again. You see? So it's just a bit of here and there, but that shouldn't debar anybody from, going into being self-employed or making an impact in the society.
Okay. Right now, you just mentioned on one of the things that are affecting Namibians from growing their businesses. I want you to elaborate a bit on the mindset or the environment in which one lives in. How does it limit you from doing what you have to do? And what's your advice for Namibians who are limited to the customs that, for instance, the custom system that you just mentioned now? How do they break out of it the same way that you did?
Okay. As an human being, one thing that you need to have, first of all, you see, there are challenges everywhere. There is nowhere you go to that you don't find one challenge or the other. But ability to have that consistency in what you do. Nothing comes easy. Nobody says, oh, it's going to be easy at the end of the day if I have to be on my own, if I have to start a business. But maybe start, you see, I'm sure the difference, I'm sure it can't be like that's 16, 15 years ago that I know. I'm sure people are changing, things are changing, there's technology now. But you see, patience is very important. There's what they call delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is you looking at what you're going to achieve in future. But you should be ready to go through that steps. You should be ready to go through that rigorous activities that will surround what you're going to achieve later. Right. So now, if Namibians can start having that patience in them, when you're chasing after something, don't give up easily. Still keep going on it, be persistent about it. If there is any yoke that is there, try to break that yoke. Don't give up at all. There is nothing easy anywhere. There is nothing easy in Western country. We go through the same thing here in Canada. You always have one thing or the other that will be needed. Then you think of another way out, then they should just start advocating to the government, complain about the custom. That custom side is something that should not be taken lightly. They should, you see, make it an enabling environment for people to be able to bring in things, to be able to clear their goods easily. You understand? Right. So consistency is very important. Once you have that, if you can be consistent, if you can be patient, trust me, you will definitely have an headway. It might be a bit of rock on the way, but you will have an headway at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. Not easy, but it's as simple as that.
Right. Now, Ms. Suzan, from just that small, humble beginning, I'd say, you've managed to develop your business or start up your businesses in various countries, Nigeria, Namibia. Right now, I think you recently started something in Canada as well. Tell us about your guiding principles. How did you manage to build up a scalable business to that extent? And how did you manage to diversify your businesses in various, not just diversify it within a country, but over different countries?
Okay. I always, there's one mantra that I always hold on to that I have used, I'm still using, it works for me. I read a lot of books. I've always been a reader, you know. Now, when you want to start a business, anything you want to start, do not start big. You can aspire big, but do not start big. Start very low, start very organic. Organic, there's nothing as beautiful as organic beginning. I'm repeating it again. The chances of you succeeding when you have an organic start is higher than when you start big. You have few people out there that will have the resources, they have the money, they have everything. They start big, right? Now, when you start big, the chances of you falling is very high. There is no two ways about it. When I started in Namibia, I refused to collect money from my husband. I would have collected that money and I would have traveled and blown the money, right? But I refused to collect it. I started very small with a tiny bit of money. And I was able to grow it. I was able to grow it to where it got to. Now, same is happening in Canada. I started from the garage. I got stranded in Canada. My business is still running in Namibia. It's still running because of the structure. Structure is another thing I'm coming to talk about. Now, I got stranded here. My permanent resident card got expired, but they did not renew it. The government of Canada refused to renew it because they realized that I wasn't staying enough here as much as they expect me to stay, right? So I pleaded for it. I went through an appeal. It was a long process. Now the appeal involves me staying here in Canada, meaning I have to stay close to 2 years for me to attain what will give me that permanent resident. Now I told myself, if I'm going to be here for 2 years, yes, I've put a structure in my business. I can run it because I have a remote connection to my Namibian system, right? I can run it from here. I can take stock. I can check what is going on. I can see the sales they make, whatever sales they make today, I will see it in my system on my laptop. The remote connection is done. Everything is sorted. I did that before leaving because I have the feelings I might be stranded here. Now, I now told myself that when life gives you lemon, you turn it to lemonade. What am I going to be doing within these 2 years other than taking care of the kids? I'm so happy. I'm very close to my kids. The business is not distracting me as much as when they were in Namibia. I had the time for them, you see? But I needed to do something. And I said, okay, let me start again with what I'm very familiar with that I've known already. I started with doing online. Online is a thing that is ongoing right now. I started working on the online platform. I opened a website. I have a website that I've not been working on because of this Canada stress, me going and coming and trying to solve my problem with the immigration here. Now, and I said, okay, I'm going to open another website myself, do it myself. Since I have the time, I'm always at home, you know, taking care of the kids and checking what is going on in Namibia. So I set up a website myself from the beginning on Shopify. Now, I did all that. At a point, I left it because I got stuck as well. I'm not an expert in things like that, you see. But because I had the time, And I wanted to make good use of my time. That at least at the end of 2 years that I'm stranded, I should be able to show something that, okay, this is what I've achieved. I never planned having a business in Canada. So now I set up the website, I left it there. Then I searched again for other platforms to be selling. Then I started selling online. I will order goods. I bring them home into the garage. I took pictures of them. So I started selling them as well online. And the online was doing fine. I'm like, okay, this is not bad. I think this is an opportunity for me to now open a shop like what I have in Namibia and start selling. You see, so that was how this Namibian business came up recently. So I was able to open the shop and set it up and, so that was how it started. And I used the same model that I use in Namibia. I use the same model here. Starts from the beginning. I've acquired a lot of assets in the process. But you see, if you're not careful, you will get tempted in, using the big asset that you have acquired to start up the business. What if I do that and the business falls? I will lose a lot. It's not like I've not lost. I've gone through a lot of losses. I've gone through a lot of failures. Trust me, I've gone through a lot of failures. I've gone through a lot of losses. Like if I write a book about it, you seriously will not believe I'm still standing. So those are the things that we must have at the back of our mind, that in the process of you trying to grow, you will lose a lot. I've gone through situations where I became cash trapped, like really cash trapped. So starting very small is very, very important. That is the only model I've been using and it's been working.
Okay. Now the setup of your business shows that you're not alone. It shows that you have people who make things happen in your absence. Tell us how you came up or how you develop your team, the right people.
Okay. I started in Namibia fine. But you see, one thing that I always say that is important for people to have is good people skill. If there is anything I will brag about or I will pat myself about, is I have a very sound and solid good people skill. When you have very good people skill, it takes you far. Now, you see, before your customers, right? Before your customers, your staffs come first.
Right.
When you treat them right, your customers will be treated right.
Wow.
That is just what I believe. And it's as simple as that. Good people skill is very important. Out of those staffs working for me, I have people that have been working for me for over 10 years. Well over 10 years. People often ask me in Namibia that, Suzan, we still see you with all this your old staff. How do you do it? You understand? Now, it's not because they are perfect. You understand? It's not because they are perfect. The way you handle people, the way you treat people matters a lot.
Okay.
Now, when you treat them right, you can go away and sleep and your business will be going. When you put a particular structure, you see, your structure is not exclusive of your people. Your structure, in fact, your people comes first before the structure. So when you do things right, when you treat the people right, the structure will go automatically. They will replicate what you have taught them, even while you are absent. As I'm in Canada, I get reports from my people every day, messages, reports. I have the ones that are not my permanent staff, but that are helping me in the real estate part, that they call me, they talk to me, oh, this is what is going on. We need to do this. Something is going on here. You see, everything goes like I'm still in Namibia, except if I tell you that I'm not in Namibia, you won't know that I'm not in Namibia. So we do meetings, I call them. If there is any complaint, I make a meeting, we put it in video. I talk to everybody all at once. You see, so it's just a structure. Discipline, you have to be disciplined. You have to have a structure. You have to have a good people skill. When you have good people skill, everything will be fine.
Right. They say entrepreneurs are born. What's your take on that statement?
Okay, I don't know if they were born. You see, while I was young, I never thought I was going to be a business person, right? I've always thought I was going to get a degree, look for a good job, get a nice car, have a nice house, and be happy, right? Just get a good job. So I never thought of business. The business came up as a result of the fact that I was bored. I needed I needed to be able to take care of myself. I didn't want to depend. I don't like depending on people. So I think it came of that. I mean, at the initial stage, I wasn't looking for business. I wasn't trying to do business, you see, but because I couldn't get a job, I had to now do business. So I don't think it is born. You see, there are some things, if you don't have it in you, you can create it. You understand? Let's say you are not that disciplined. You can learn to be disciplined. Right. You understand? Get a mentor. Listen to people. Walk along with people. I have a lot of older people as friends. I listen to people. I look at the way they do things. I look at what they say. Before I came to Namibia, I've made friends with older people that are into business. So when I think of what they do, what they say, the advices they give, I try to use it. I still use the advices my parents give me. You understand? I am that kind of a person that I stick to people's advice. I listen to people's experience. Listen to people's experience. No matter how good you think you are, you must have a mentor. You must have somebody you are looking up to. You must have people you are looking up to. So when you don't have it naturally in you, you can just create it.
Mm-hmm.
It's as easy as that. Just create it. You don't have to be. Yeah.
Where do we see you in the next 10 years? Do we see you taking over the world?
I don't, I'm not used to making, I believe in just live as you go.
Right.
Live as you go. Maybe in the next 10 years, I wouldn't want to be doing so much. I would just want to be sitting down and making money. You see, money coming in. I want to be super financially free, get myself a nice sport car.
Wow.
Because Canada here, I see older people, you hardly see young people drive sports car, right? I only see older people drive sports car. So I will be telling you, I'm not a fan of sports cars. I like big cars. You see, I love big cars a lot, high top. So maybe in that time, I would love to just be there making money, looking at my kids happy, making sure they are making money. I'm already teaching them how to be a business person. You see, how to be an entrepreneur. It's okay for you to work, but you must have that spirit in you. Because when anything, then another thing I quickly want to say is another way of finding it easy to become a self-employed, an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Think of what you're passionate about. When you think of what you're passionate about, turn it into business thereafter, and it becomes effortless. Yeah, so in the next 10 years, I just want to be chilled and be cool and be happy, driving nice car, and be looking at my kids succeeding, you see, because no matter what I make in life, if the life of my kids is not fine, then I've lost. I'm a loser, you see. Yeah. So I want to be happy. That's it.
Quite interesting, Ms. Suzan. As we are about to wrap up, you've mentioned that you are a reader. You love reading. Can you share with us the few books that you've read that inspired or contributed to the woman you've become today, and who motivated you? Maybe perhaps you have someone who's an inspiration to your life as an entrepreneur.
I've had several books that I've read. I've read a lot of books. I've read economic books. I've read books like Why Africa is Poor. I've read there's this book by Chika Onyeanu, Be a Capitalist Nigger. You see, that book, when you read books like that and you don't succeed as human being, right? When you read books like that and you are not grounded, I doubt if you can be again. That book is very solid. That book has taught me that, as you see, let me know why we, the black race, are beneath the race ladder. You understand? What we are not doing right, what we need to do right. Now, what I learned from that book is that as a black race, right, for us to have economic prosperity, because that is what we need. Economic prosperity is what we need. We are a beautiful race, created uniquely. We are very, very uniquely created. Trust me. Forget about what they will be thinking of the Black race. We are very unique. Now, the only thing we need is an economic prosperity. And for us to get that economic prosperity, we have to do what the other races are doing. Take, for example, the Indians and the Chinese people. They practice this spider web approach. Now, that spider web approach is you empowering the next person. When you look at a Chinese Indian person selling cell phone here, the next shop is another Indian, is another, they bring each other. You see, I bring you, I join you into the business. I teach you how to do the business. Like what I was trying to do in Namibia, where I put out an advert and tell people, come, I want to teach you. When I teach you, you will buy from me, right? I'm not just teaching you. I'm teaching you for you to start with me first. When you become big, you don't have to buy from me again. You can now be going out there to buy. I was doing it. I helped people to start. There is a lady. She was a minister before that. I helped to start a business in Namibia. And she even brought 2 people for me to train them. I did that willingly without even collecting money because I'm happy to do it. So those are the things we as Black people has to be do that I get from that book. Now, we have to copy the style, the spider web approach of the Indian people. Now, when you look at the Japanese people, Japanese people copy. When you produce this, you produce electronics, Japanese people will copy it and they produce it better. We need to copy their style as well, right? Now, when you look at the Caucasians, we need to copy the articulacy of the Caucasians. I make friends with a lot of Caucasians. I've known a lot of white people. I'm very close to them. Now, I've been in groups. I'm in some groups, online groups. I see the way they do things. They are very articulate. They are very structured. We have to copy that. If we can copy all of that race, we are going to be top on the race. It's as simple as that. But the most important thing is we empowering each other, teaching each other how to grow business, how to create wealth. Wealth creation is very important. When you want to start a business, what should be at the back of your mind is how am I going to create wealth? Not what you want to eat right there and there. Don't eat it while you're still growing it. Think of how you're going to create the wealth. If we can do all that, then we are sorted.
Quite interesting. Ms. Suzan Opute-Somosu, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to have you again next time. That was quite educative indeed.
Thank you.
Allow me as I round up with the viewers. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. That was Ms. Opute-Somosu, a multinational businesswoman, here sharing with us on how to build a scalable business. From myself, Charity Korupanda, and the rest of the team, see you again.